Alright, everybody, welcome back. So as I said on the last episode, when we were fighting Zodiark, I kind of got lazy with a little bit of the episodes that I was having to go back and fix. And this is one of those episodes. So in this episode, we fight... who do we fight? Who are we? Who are... If you remember the last episode, I couldn't actually remember what this guy was called. I'm pretty sure it's Fafnir. Oh man. And if I remember correctly, keeping Redis alive on some of these fights, oh my god. I missed it. Is it Fafnir? Oh my god, dude, Connor, get the fuck out of the menus. You're driving me fucking crazy. Just use the remedy. Remedy bomb his ass. Oh my god. Fafnir. Okay, yeah. I probably missed it like the first 15 times. Look at all those buffs. We better dispel those bad boys. Yeah, this guy was a bitch. He has a breath attack that I think, if I remember correctly, it causes stop or stone, one of those two. Something awful. Something painful and terrible and torturous. I gotta stop saying if I remember correctly. That's like becoming my catchphrase. I hate that. Like, I'm socially inept in that way where I repeat like certain phrases and they become almost a tick, and it's really bad. Just to show how little shame I have, I'm actually going to be playing Pokemon Ultra Sun while I record this voiceover. How does that sound to you guys? That sound good? Is that lame? Maybe that's lame. I don't know. I'm actually kind of disappointed in Ultra Sun. I'm disappointed in the last two generations in general. Like, Pokemon Black, like, I don't know. I don't really keep up with the fan base culture or meta as far as Pokemon. I mean, I know about competitive Pokemon and EV training and all that stuff, and natures and things like that. Tanks, sweepers, revenge killers, all that stuff. Phasing, all those crazy competitive Pokemon terms. Anyway, I don't really keep up with the community that much, if at all. And I've seen comments on the internet that seem to suggest that Pokemon Black and White is like the Final Fantasy VII of Pokemon. That like a lot of people got into and a lot of people fanboy over it, I guess. And I don't know, I guess I'm one of those people. I guess I have to come out as one of those people now, because I think Black and White just, there hasn't been a game like them since, because they introduced like more than 150 brand new Pokemon, and then the game was all about those Pokemon, and you didn't deal with like any of the fluff from past generations. It was just all new Pokemon, and a bunch of them, like a shit ton of them, more than any other generation, if I'm correct. And yeah, it just, I don't know, kind of bummed me out that they continue making these like really small, really, kind of middling. Like the 6th generation and 7th generation only had like 70 Pokemon. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like, we want more new Pokemon. That's why people play the games, right? Isn't that right? I feel like that's like the number one reason to play a new Pokemon game is the new Pokemon. Like, otherwise, like, I don't give a shit about anything else. I mean, the other stuff is nice, but it's like the icing on the cake. I don't know. Anyway, I should probably stop talking about Pokemon in this episode where I'm killing dragons. And this is another dumb fight where I kind of just had to decoy reverse and, you know, hope for the best. And of course, Redis was like constantly have to move around because I'm constantly trying to. Oh, you know what I think I did? Is this the fight? I think it's either this one or the Behemoth King, where I actually had to decoy 2 people in order to like appropriately survive. It was retarded. Like, I actually doubled up on the decoy reverse, so like if decoy or reverse wears off on one character, then, you know, it just defaults to the next one. So I actually had like 2 tanks. It was pretty insane. Anyway, so with these kind of cut up, edited, you know, post commentary episodes, I'm going to be cutting up a little bit, and I'm not going to be doing dialogue to the whole episodes, as you guys have noticed. It's just, there's this episode, and then there's the one after this one, and that's it. And then we're back to, I've fucking learned my lesson. I will never, ever, ever hit record again without checking to make sure the right audio interface is selected. Oh my god. Because I know this looks sloppy and unprofessional, but I'm working with what I can. And anyway, so I'm actually I'm gonna shut up now for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna come back when we're close to killing Fafnir here, and there will be a cut in the middle of the fight, and it'll cut towards to like the last 5 minutes or so of the fight, and the same thing is gonna happen with Behemoth King. So we'll do that, and yeah. What am I even doing here? Why am I sitting here? I must have been looking something up on the internet. God, I gotta stop doing that. Okay. All right. Alright, so now we're back, and I'm not doing so well, it looks like. Well, Fran's not, at least. This is one of those boss fights that really drives home the biggest problem with Final Fantasy XII, in my opinion, which is the fucking camera. It was like, here I am staring at this guy's thighs. I can't actually see him. You can't what? What can't you do, baby? What's the matter? Oh, Pinello. Who are my tanks? I don't think I'm doing the dual decoy thing here. I know I skipped over like a, good 5 minutes of extra fight time and stuff, but... Wait, what happened there? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. No, at this point, I think I just, yeah, no, I just remembered that I have Zodiark. Yeah, the game gets, I mean, it doesn't become a cakewalk, but it definitely, I found bosses becoming a lot easier once I got Zodiark. And like, this guy and the guy I'm gonna go fight next are like, have like, fucking 5 times as much HP as Zodiark. It's just really kind of ridiculous. But on the flip side of that same token, they don't have ridiculous abilities like fucking Darkja. So, yeah. At least there's that. What I want to know is what all those giant fucking like boat anchor, giant broken off sword fucking slabs of metal are that are stuck in his body, and how he's still moving after all that. Like, that's like a perforated lung at least. And you mean to tell me that he's like putting up this much of a fight in the freezing cold? Yeah, I don't think so. Anyway, here's Zodiark. I'm not sure if I it's like this is gonna be All's like first or second time seeing it, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I mentioned, but in the episode that I skipped immediately prior to this one, that you guys didn't see, there was another episode where I went and fought Deathgaze, which is the hunt that's on the airship. And like a good 10 minutes of that episode is devoted just to getting into spawn. So it really didn't miss out on much. This guy, Fafnir, and Behemoth King, they're like the big uns. Look at that shit. It reminds me more of Phoenix than Zodiark. Yeah. Now that's a fucking explosion. That 50k damage, yeah. Alright, and now we are going to transition into a cut where I'm going to be right at the Behemoth King, who is also, by the way, a bitch to spawn. Because you have to like run around killing things for like fucking 20 minutes, half an hour. Like, all the enemies in the zone have to be dead, and they can't have respawned, not even one of them, in order for the Behemoth King to spawn. Behemoth King really isn't that different from Fafnir. It's like a big dragon fucking thing that has a shit ton of HP and hits really hard. Although I can't remember what his unique mechanic is. I know he's... I don't know. We'll find out in a few moments. I still don't think my gambits had completely recovered from like what I had to do to them after Zodiark. Or maybe they did. That was probably, I don't know. Maybe that was covered in the last episode? Yeah, episode 48 was like the one that I managed to record properly. Alright, and here we are on the Behemoth King. As you can see, the Behemoth King doesn't look very much different. That's right. Oh, yeah. No, the Behemoth King spams, like, elemental magics and shit. But, like, he has all of them, so it's, like, really hard to get any kind of real, meaningful immunity out of elemental resists and shit. Yeah, here. Yeah, you can see I've got Decoy on Balthier and Penelo. Yeah. Yeah, that shit was pretty ridiculous. And I think he was actually also the first, maybe not the first, but one of the only hunts I've done so far that has been completely immune to all status effects. I think he was immune to slow, but it wasn't even worth continuing to put up. Yeah, man, he's just an asshole. He is a royal asshole. Real douchebag. Yeah, and this is in the Feywood. Yeah, he really liked using Holy for some reason. Which is good, because I had all sorts, like the Sage's Rings that cut your MP cost in half. Those actually make you immune to Holy as well as the White Mask, so Holy immunities are really abundant. Oh, and now he's using fucking Darka. Caught a fucking Larvesta today in Ultra Sun. It was fucking awesome. For those of you who don't know, Larvesta is one of the Pokemon that was introduced in Pokemon Black and White, and it evolves into Volcarona, which is a bug and fire type, which is really cool, and it's actually really powerful too, which is, I think it's cool that they finally made a bug type that was, you know, really, really powerful. Yeah, and you can catch it in Sun and Moon, but it has like some ridiculous like 1% spawn rate, and I actually found it relatively quickly, so I'm leveling it up now. Just to give you an idea of how powerful it is, it doesn't evolve until level 59, so that's like, you can kind of judge a Pokemon's power by how fucking long it takes to evolve. Oh man, I gotta stop talking about Pokemon. What am I doing here? God, oh yeah, that's right. I made Redis my fucking status effect bitch. That just cures status effects with the individual items. And he just kind of does that. Well, it looks like the lure decoy thing was working pretty well. Oh, nope. Not so much. Come on, guys. That fucking stop is a bitch. I can't remember, I haven't noticed in the combat log yet of what I've been watching, like, whether or not... I can't remember if he had, like, palings or not. Yeah, this guy just did like so much damage. I actually don't know if I'll be able to continue on and try and tackle like Yasmat and Omega Mark X and shit. I mean, I'm sure I can, but I don't really know if I want to fucking put myself through that, to be perfectly honest with you guys. Oh man. You know, I don't know. But we'll see. This is one of the first hunts where I was just like, my god, like I was just really feeling the pressure of the low levels and not being able to use like breaks and shit. Anyway, I'm gonna drop out again for another few minutes here and enjoy me whittling the son of a bitch down, and you know, sticking needles in his heels and pushing my swords up his fucking toenails, claw things. Yeah. Alright, so here we are at the end of the Behemoth King. Or close to it. Yeah, these long drawn out hunt fights are just, man, they can be so brutal. I think the real thing that really starts to get annoying in the weak mode playthrough is just that it's weak mode. You don't feel powerful, you know? I mean, you don't feel overpowered, so that's nice, but you don't even feel like it's a level playing field. You feel like you're just constantly like backpedaling and fighting against the tide and constantly just having to, like, it's so common to just get stuck in a loop of just reviving and rebuffing and shit, and it's crazy. There's just certain points in certain encounters where I was just like, man, this isn't fun. And I know I got really frustrated on both this and Fafnir. So maybe it's good that you guys didn't hear the original audio, because I probably looked like a shithead. But the double reverse decoy strat worked pretty well. It was just, oh man, it just burned such a colossal hole in my wallet, like going through all these fucking healing items and shit. Like in between each one of these episodes, you guys don't even fucking realize I grinded so much fucking loot to sell for money and dealing with all that. Is this Zodiark again? Are we doing it? Yeah, that's what we're fucking doing. That's what we're fucking doing. Yeah, I would grind so much loot to save up so much money for all of the constant, like, restocking I have to do of, like, healing items and shit. Because with MP being what it is in a weak mode playthrough, like, you really have to make liberal use of items. Fucking Zodiark. Zodiark's kind of cute. Like, when you look at him up close, he's a little itty bitty, like, pudgy, short, like, pygmy snake. He's a little pygmy serpent. He doesn't even really look like a, I don't know. Like, of what little I know of the lore, like, he's supposed to be a serpent. He's supposed to be a serpentine kind of thing. But he's so short and stubby, and his head is so big. It's really disproportionate. I don't know, it's weird. Oh man, I love it. Yeah, and that animation looks like a phoenix. Doesn't look like a final eclipse. Oh, look at that health. Look how much health he fucking has. But yeah, it was pretty much a done deal at this point. I think at this point I was starting to feel a little bit better. And I was like, okay, yeah, like, this is alright. I can handle this. We got this. Oh, and that's right, I think he's weak to thunder. Yeah, so I was like spamming like Thundaga on him. Or maybe that was Fafnir, I don't know. It was one of the two. Although I feel like it might have been both. Yeah, it wasn't like Zodiark where I like was literally just biting my nails the entire time just trying not to die. It's more along the lines of like these two just took so long because they've got like over 1 million fucking HP. Zodiark doesn't even have 400k. You know, Zodiark is considered like, I feel like Zodiark is considered one of the super bosses because even though he has so little HP, his mechanics are so much more like vicious than any of the other like super bosses. So like the other super bosses, like, yeah, they're hard, but a lot of that difficulty is in that is in kind of in the battle of attrition, you know, because they just take so fucking long to kill. Whereas Zodiark, if you're not playing on weak mode, you can like Zerg him the fuck down in, you know, very little time. Yeah, that wasn't happening on this playthrough. Come on, dude, when are you gonna fall over? Well, you know, maybe he's weak to ice? No. I keep seeing myself like cast elemental spells, or maybe that's him casting elemental spells on me and I'm a fucking dumbass. That is not a possibility that we should rule out, ladies and gentlemen. And transgender neutral folk. I just, yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm probably a dumbass. I mean, I'm having to record voiceovers for this shit because I was too stupid to pick the right audio interface. So, I mean, that right there says, does not bode well for my IQ. But anyway, ding dong, the Behemoth King's dead. Fuck you, guy. Vanquished. I'll see you guys later. Bye.